In this video, we're going to take a look at Illustrator's new concept to vector function. Now, this is an AI-based function, and we're going to talk about several functions that it can serve. First of all, where can you find it? If you have an image selected, a raster image, then it can be found in different places. So here we have in the Properties panel, Concept to Vector. You can find it in the contextual taskbar. There is Concept to Vector. And of course, it's in Object Generative Concept to Vector. And it's also here at the button, the Generative button. If you click there, and it's called differently there. So it's called Create Artwork from an Image. But if you hover over it, then you see Concept to Vector. And also it has its own panel. So it's in Window Concept to Vector. We're going to take this panel. If you are using it from the toolbar, then you have to click on Concept to Vector. Then you get this prompt input and you get several menus. And if you want to open the panel from here, then you can click on the cogwheel, get these settings. You can click on the sample presets, and there you get this. But it's all together in this panel, so I'm going to use the panel and I'm going to hide this bar. This function can do several different things. We're going to start with this here at the top. So this is a pretty low-res screenshot that I have taken from a vector image. And if you want to trace this to just have the original thing in vector, then of course you could use the image trace panel and trace this. But this would get pretty crappy. So the result with this low-res image, even if you make it with higher precision, it's still very crappy. And it cannot be improved when you turn it to grayscale. So it doesn't get a lot better then. But let's undo this by going to Object Image Trace Release and turn this off. I want to have this as a drawing. So in Concept to Vector, you can go to this drawing preset. And now it's important when using these presets, read this, because they do not work the same as the color settings in Image Trace. So in this case, I want to have that in black and white with these variable lines in it for these shadings. So this is an expressive illustration with varied line weights in black and white. So this is precisely what I want. And I want this with more match, so more precision. And I do not want raster output. And then we can select the model and Nano Banana 2. That will be pretty good, although it's also pretty expensive. So let's generate that. So there we have a result. And this result shows us the randomness of generative AI. I did this previously and got a better result that I'm going to show you. So let's just go to the Layers panel because I've hidden it. And that something was so much better. So there you can see a vectorization that it did. Let's take a look at the settings of this one. So that was the Gemini 3.0. So probably that gives you the better result, but as you can see, that's pretty good. Of course, it has these gray areas. Let's take a look at this one here. This is precise geometric circles and rectangles, straight lines. So again, image trace will not give you a good result. If you use vector magic on the web, it will give you a very good trace of this, but Illustrator doesn't. Let's take a look at what Concept to Vector will do. And I want to have this prompt here. And let's just give us this prompt, because black and white will not lead us anywhere, so I need it like this. And let's take this model. So as you can see, the models are all third-party models, so nothing in this is commercially safe, if that is important to you. And let's just generate. There's the result. And again, we get a pretty good result here. You see, we get nice clean lines, although those are not lines, those are shapes. This worked pretty well. Now we can also take a look at something that I did with these settings, again with this template. So let's again take a look at this one here. So I have done that twice. In one result, it left out the pink parts. And in this result here, I have used the 6 color settings. And there you can see that this is not at all the same like in image trace, because it invents things. So the prompt is very important here. It does what the prompt does and not what you think that the 6 color setting does. And now we're going to take a look at the more creative stuff that it can do. Let's take a look at this one here. Now with this one, this is just a sketch, and probably I'm too lazy. I want to have this in color, but I don't want to do that myself. So let's have this with this prompt here. And again, I'm going to use Google Gemini and generate. Here we've got the results, and you see it did a pretty nice rendering of these, and it recognized most of them. So it made a piece of cake and a waffle. Could have also been a piece of chocolate, but I'm okay with the waffle. And an egg, a fork. There we have some noodles, a pizza. So that is pretty nice. And that one I have done with different settings and a different model. So this one up here is also Gemini, but with that slider more to the left, kind of like here. And as you can see, it got a more loose drawing, a nice style as well. Pretty nice fork as well. And this one was the Flux model. So here, as you can see, it was this model, different setting, and then you get that result. So you also can check out which model works best with the style you want to achieve. Let's take a look at this one here, and I want to change that style. And also this is a very crappy drawing, so I want to turn that into something nicer. I want to have corporate Memphis style. Okay, it's dated, but let's do it. So we're going to have corporate Memphis. I'm going to move that to the left, and we're going to leave it with Gemini and generate. So there it is. It recognized everything correctly, made this an orange and breakdancing, but what it doesn't really know, obviously, is corporate Memphis style. So it turned this into the Memphis style from the 1980s, not the corporate Memphis style, which I find interesting. Let's check out one of those styles. I'm going to use the Wildcard on that one. And again, there we go. It always sees this as a Santa hat, so this is a pretty rough sketch. Again, I have a previous result here. That's also a nice result that it could give you. So this is not just vectorizing, this is also remixing, and it even gets more interesting if we use the raster output for that and just turn this into a watercolor painting. So here we've got the watercolor painting, but it turned off the raster output. So let's do that again. And there we've got a raster image output from this function. So those are some use cases for concept to vector, which previously was sketch to vector in Illustrator.